All right, good morning, good morning. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We've got a minute left until the opening bell. Actually about 35 seconds. So let's get into it. Looks like the futures, the S&P, oops, sorry. Go back over here, Come on. All right, S&P futures are down 23, NASDAQ down 101, and the Dow down 163, the VIX up 0.8. So we are looking for definitely a down open here in less than 10 seconds here. Ready for the opening bell. Here we go. Strap in, folks. A lot of earnings today. All right, there's our beep. All right, S&P opens up down 24. The VIX at 18.4, S&P down 24 at 41.87. I gotta switch this music up. I don't like it. All right, we have the Dow there. Yeah, what is this stuff? Let's get something better here. Let's get let's try some happy music today. There we go. We'll try that. All right, so Dow is down 150. We got a lot going on here. Careful with your portfolios today. Again, S&P 500 heat map that will come up with 15 minutes from now. We'll have that ready to go. And I gotta make sure that yep, microphone is on. Yay. Oops. Okay, let's see here. Okay, employment cost index increased by 0.2%. Personal income increased by 1.1%. Consumer spending 4.3 went up 0.3%. Inflation increased to 0.1%, which basically was a surprise. They thought it would come in at 0.3, came in at 0.4. And still don't have the purchasing manager index or consumer sentiment. Purchasing index for April 65 versus 66, and then consumer sentiment 87.3 versus 86.5. That goes well with our greed factor, which is up from 61 to 66. And then gas prices, $2.89.5. And California, $4.02 now. So gas is going back up again. Here we go. Earnings, we had ExxonMobil beat with a 10.2% surprise. They came in at 65 cents a share versus 59, exceeding it by 6 cents. And exceeding their revenue estimate as well. And growth 5.3%. AbbVie surprised on them. Clorox basically beat as well, but their revenue side did not. AstraZeneca beat. Chevron basically came in a little bit shorter, 2 cents less. 92-cent estimate came in at 90 cents, so that's not good for them. Colgate-Palmolive came in exactly at 80 cents. Goodyear exceeded. MGM Growth, Geldwell, Weyerhaeuser exceeded by 45%, 91 cents versus 93. Oh, they missed theirs. Yep, they missed theirs. Sorry about that. Let's see here if there's any other ones. Phillips 66 exceeded. $1.16 loss instead of $1.41. Illinois Toolworks exceeded. $1.90 consensus. Came in at $2.11. Phillips 66 missed theirs by 2 cents, came in at 74 cents by 4 cents versus 78 consensus. And that is about it for earnings. Kramer over there on CNBC. All right, so everything's getting hit quite hard. AMC down 7 cents. They were basically just right at $10 before the open here. You zoom in here, and let me go to 30-second chart here. And you can see they hit 10.02 but it looks like there were some buy walls there, or the sell programs were keeping it. So $10 is in trouble for AMC today. GameStop looks like 175 is in play for them. They're actually up 61 cents today. Coinbase down in our 251 down to 292.39. ExxonMobil beat earnings, but oil is down. We'll go over that in a minute. But they're bouncing off their bottom now. We'll see if they get a run today. It doesn't look like they will. They did hit in the post market yesterday 59. What'd they hit? Yeah, 59.40 they hit in the post market yesterday. Finished out at 39. Yeah, $59.40 hit it twice in the aftermarket yesterday. And then just since this morning, big dip down to 58.06 and then back down. And then here we go. We're heading back up a little bit, 58.54. We'll see if we get some buyers in here. I don't think it's going to happen today based on the fact that it's looking like a red day, right? So we'll have to keep an eye on that. The other one, Chevron, missed there, so they're probably getting a little bit more beat up here. Yeah, ExxonMobil down 0.87% or 0.9%, where you have Chevron down 2.16%. They're down $2.31 a share to 104.64. All right, make this a little bit bigger, like so. All right, Apple down 89 cents, 132.62. AMD down 53 cents. Boeing down 50 cents to 235.46. They had a nice run, and they had their earnings yesterday as well. And let's see here. Well, earlier in the week, let's see. FAA auditing number. Boeing to repair electrical parts. Nothing new there. But they missed theirs by a little bit here. Consensus was $1.05. They actually lost $1.53 per share. Okay, Ford bouncing back a little bit, up 10 cents on the day, almost 1%. So that's good news for them after a huge sell-off yesterday and Wednesday. Intel down 50 cents. Microsoft down $1.87. Nvidia down 4.45. Amazon continuing its run, blew out their earnings. I mean, they literally blew them up right out the door. But that thing peaked out at 36.68. And now it's dropped. It's dropped 171 points off of its high from the after hours yesterday. So make that a little bit bigger there. There we go. So it's dropped off a cliff here, but still up $31 over the previous day's close. So up 1%, but gave back 4.5% of profits from the run up in the after hours. So if you would have sold in the after hours, you would have been protected 4% profit. All right, Beyond Meat's up 96 cents. Caterpillar, again, they're getting a chip shortage issues as well. And but they beat their estimate 287 handily versus the $1.94 the other day, so that was good for them. GM down 2 cents, Home Depot down 96 cents, Lowe's down $1.68. But again, both of these had huge run-ups, especially Home Depot had a huge run-up from the beginning of March. Okay. Roblox up 23 cents. US Oil down 75 cents. Workhorse down 25 cents. And US Steel up 15 cents. Gold down $3, down $2.91 a share, or $2.91 per troy ounce. Sorry. Palladium up $21, $29.73, knocking on the door of 3,000. Just hit 3,000. Little while ago. What time was this at? At 1:45 this morning. It hit 3,000 for the first time. First time this within the last year. Platinum 12.15, up $15. Silver up 3.5 cents, and Google should be up here. Get up here. We'll put them there. And click on this. All right, so I did something yesterday, and I don't know if you guys caught the, let's see here. Where at? Let me open it up. All right, there we go. I have that open. Now let me look at this. So CNBC did a stock picking contest, and why'd that come up over there? Okay, and you had basically 10 people, and they did a stock draft, and the stock draft goes from now until it goes for the closing price. Yes, closing prices yesterday through the Friday before the Super Bowl closed. So closing price yesterday, and this was Tim Seymour from Fast Money, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, Andre Iguodala from Miami Heat, Petra Nemkova from Supermodel Sports Illustrated, Maria Ho, poker player, Oz Perlman, the mentalist, Jason Frank, a Twitch streamer, hey, Josh Richards, TikTok star, Ryan Murphy, an Olympic swimmer, and Derek Fisher, Ellie Sparks coach. He did not participate, so he's out. The person that they replaced him with is Stephanie Link, the strongest link. So what they did was they did a draft, and these are the symbols that they were able to draft from. So I'll make these a little bit bigger here. There we go. All right, so all the big ones that you can think of, all the meme stocks, everything. So I'm going to track these. I'm not only going to track what their field of stocks were for the ones that they didn't pick, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go over what each of them picked as well as the market heads down south further here. Let's take a look at the Dow and everything. Dow now down 141. NASDAQ down 66. S&P down 20, but bouncing off the bottom a little bit. And VIX at 18.3. All right, so we'll go over the draft picks and what they did. So what I'm going to track is I'm going to do some macros here and get some pricing in this spreadsheet that I built. And so I basically created a spreadsheet. Boom. And it will not only track these up here, but I'm also going to move those formulas and track a couple columns down here as well for the gains on, so we can see the ones that they didn't pick. I will highlight the ones that they picked down here in the full list, and let's go over them. So the first pick and the 11th pick, so they each got 2 stocks to pick. Tim Seymour chose Bitcoin and Tilray. Okay. Kevin O'Leary, who had the 4th pick and 14th pick, sold to Google and Palantir. By the way, I made some plays on this while I was watching it, so I made some money on these things. I'll go over it. Andres Iguodala from the Miami Heat picked 9th. He picked Lennar Homes and Tesla. Petra Nemkova, supermodel, she picked Airbnb and Zoom. And Maria Ho, poker player, picked Amazon and DraftKings. Oz Perlman, the mentalist, picked TAN, which is the Invesco Solar ETF, is what TAN is. Roblox. Twitch streamer Jason Frank, he chose Disney and Starbucks. He wanted to get Palantir, but he chose 5th, and he thought for sure Palantir would be left, and he got stuck with Starbucks because Kevin O'Leary took his Palantir pick. Josh Richards, TikTok star apparently, 19-year-old or so, chose AMD and Uber. I'm okay with AMD. Ryan Murphy, a gold medal Olympic swimmer, chose the ARK K Innovation Kathy Woods ETF and chose Marriott, which was interesting. And maybe Marriott, the only thing I can think of is the Olympics, and but this goes through February. So we'll see how that turns out for them. And then Stephanie Link chose Boeing and Las Vegas Sands. And then Jim Cramer, he isn't in the contest, but he chose 3 of them because he's Cramer. He chose Ford, Nvidia, and AMC for a meme stock. So I'm going to track the closing price, the current price, so we'll be able to look at this live throughout the day. Profit and loss percentage total, profit and loss percentage per share, profit and loss per share, and the total of the position in dollars. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to peg this. I think I'm going to peg this at $500 is what I decided. Or maybe we'll do number. Maybe we'll do number of shares. I don't know. We'll see what we do on that. So if you guys got any ideas, post them below. Should I do number of shares, like 10 shares or 50 shares? Some of these 50 shares on Amazon is gonna be a little bit pricey. So 30. Whoops. Yeah, it'd be like 100 grand. So maybe we don't do that many shares. Maybe we do something reasonable, like 25 shares per company or something like that. So what do you guys think? What do you think I should do as far as that goes? Should I do 20 shares, 10 shares? So we're going to track this. We're going to track it every day, and we'll see. We'll see how they do with these stock picks, and then I'll choose mine as well. And so what I'll do is I'll input a row here, input another row, input another row, crypto sonar, and I'll pick 2. So the 2 I'll pick. Streamer. Let's leave a question mark there for now, and a question mark here for now, and then I'll have those for you. I hope to have this sheet done over the weekend, and we'll have that ready to go for you, and then we'll be able to track these. And again, I will track some of the things down here as far as what their overall gain is, and maybe current pricing. Again, it's a long contest. It goes 6 months or so, or 7 months. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 10 months. So it's a 10-month contest, and it goes from the closing price yesterday until February 4th, 2022, which is the Friday before the Super Bowl. So that'll be interesting. That'll be something. We'll have a little fun here on the channel, and we'll track that every day and see how those guys do, and those gals do. Folks, see how those folks do. Okay. All right. VIX coming back down a little bit. That's good news. S&P now down only 19. Starting to come back a little bit, but yeah, to make it come back a little bit, you gotta go. You can't even do that. That's where that's at. NASDAQ down 62, and the Dow down 119. All right, let me go let her out. I will be right back, and we'll watch the S&P. Be right back. We'll go outside again. Where's your ball at? Hold on. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right, so she has been let out 3 times. So she should be good to go here for a little while anyway. All right. Sure y'all are hydrating. Got my water. And my coffee. I got both. Let's see here. Oops. The Bears took Justin Fields. In the draft. The draft last night, Trevor Lawrence went to Jacksonville. Let's see if we get NFL draft results. NFL draft results 2021. Boom. The pick is in. The pick is in. All right, here we go. Here's the top ones. Fan ballot, grade this pick. All right, and Trevor Lawrence stayed home for that. All right, so Trevor Lawrence, pick number 1, went to Jacksonville. Quarterback Zach Wilson from Brigham Young went to the Jets. Trey Lance, quarterback. So first 3 are quarterbacks. Trey Lance went to San Francisco. Tight end out of Florida, Kyle Pitts went to Atlanta. We'll just do top 11 here because the Bears traded up. I'm a Bears fan. Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU, went to the Bengals. Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. Let me close that. Wide receiver out of Alabama went to Miami. Penei Sewell, outside tackle, went to the Lions. Cornerback. J.C. Horn out of South Carolina went to Carolina Panthers. Oh, there you go. He gets to stay home. Well, go to North Carolina, Charlotte anyway. Cornerback out of Alabama, Patrick Surtain II went to Denver. And then Devonta Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama, went to the Eagles. And the Bears traded up for a quarterback. So they got a draft pick from the Giants. And they moved up and took Justin Fields from Ohio State. So we'll see how that works out. Micah Parsons, linebacker to Dallas. Sean Slater, outside tackle to the Chargers. Elijah Vera Tucker, a guard to the Jets. Mac Jones, quarterback out of Alabama to New England. Interesting. Interesting. And Zaven Collins, linebacker out of Tulsa to Arizona. So there's your top 16 or so in the draft. Bears took Justin Fields. All right, prospect grade 6.45 out of 10. Analysis. He was projected round 1. Dual threat capabilities. What's his weaknesses here? Needs to improve pocket mobility. Below average feel for edge pressure. That's not good. Missed open blitz beaters in the middle of the field against Indiana. Needs to improve eye manipulation as a pro. Stagnant eye. Eyes invite coverage to the passing party. That's not good. Forces receivers to slow for deep throws. That's not good. He was inconsistent in 2020, but I'm not going to hold it against him. We teach quarterbacks to read coverages and concepts, but they need to have innate leadership and poise, and we have to determine if he has those qualities. That was a personnel executive for an NFL team. So we'll see. 8.0 on the perfect prospect. Boomer bust prospect 6.5. No grade. Perennial All Pro 7.3 to 7.5 will be started within first 2 seasons, 6.3 to 6.4. Chance to make end of roster or practice squad. Okay. Pro Bowl talent 7 to 7.1. Good backup. who could become starter, 6.1 to 6.2. So why did we take this guy? Priority free agent, 5.4. Year 1 quality star, 6.7 to 6.8. Development traits, 6.0. Chance to be in an NFL training camp, 5 to 5.1. So that's him. Now compare that to Mr. Trevor Lawrence. And 8, 6, 7s. Okay, so they got some issues with him too. But they've been waiting for this kid since high school. So you were just outside. What do you want, your treats, huh? All right, so there's that. All right, let me get her treats going here. S&P still down 17. Is that what you want? You want your ball? Is this what you want? Is that what you want? Huh? Yeah? Treat ball. Got a refill. All right. Ready? There you go. Oh, by the way, my new laptop came. It is not out of the box yet, though. I was doing other stuff outside yesterday, so I'll have to do that over the weekend, and we'll get that going. All right, so right now, oops, let me get this. All right, so right now we have the Dow down 110, Nasdaq down 68, S&P down 18. So some of these things are coming back a little bit. ExxonMobil down 17 cents. That dropped a little bit. Apple down only 97 cents now. They're jumping up here again, but still down almost $1. AMC, again, they're going to be battling, right? You got options expiration today. All right, so what did I do yesterday? I did some degen stuff. And let me show you guys what I did. Got that. I want to make this a little bit bigger here. All right. All right, let's see here. Okay. You guys want to see some degen? Here's some degen for you. All right, so yesterday, let's see here. Okay, we bought some more Palantir called $1.16, 30 at $1.11, 30 at $1.12. Oh, no. Okay, 30 at $1.16, 30 at $1.12, 30 at $1.10, 30 at $1.03, and then we sold those bad boys at $1.24 and $1.26. So I think my average price was $1.10. 1.10 minus 1 point, what did we sell them at? So 105 total at 125.50 averaged out. So that was 15.5 cents per option times, I had 105 calls times 10,500 shares. So I made $1,600 on Palantir, and the reason I played that was I played that solely based on the stock picks. So as soon as they started the second round of this draft yesterday, and I'm watching it, and Jim Cramer says, "Yeah, I can't believe nobody took Palantir." And then Kevin O'Leary with the fourth pick took Palantir. I was like, all right, DGen, all in, bought 105 calls. And probably bought a little bit high, but then it came down. Bought some more. Made a quick buck. So all in all, yesterday, I think I ended up making a little over 3,000 on the day. So that was definitely a good day for me. So that was fun to do. Total degen, total degenerate play there on that. So because sometimes you just gotta. It's okay to have fun in the market. Yeah, it's money, but I will take advantage of degenerate moves on a quick scalp. And I did that with Palantir call options, 105 of them yesterday to make a quick $1,600. So that was pretty cool. I was almost gonna stream, and I was doing something else, but I wanted to watch this stock pick thing, and so it was quite fun. It was fun to watch, and it was the only one like Disney. Disney ran up like $2. If you look at the 3-minute chart here, and let's go into yesterday, and you look at this thing, the picker chose Disney, and it went up like $2. So this was at 11 o'clock. So if you take a look at 11 o'clock till the sell, it $1.14, but all in all, it went up a little bit more than that. Well, they started at 11 though. So not quite a $2 move. $2 move from down here, but that was 15 minutes before it started. But so your choices on these stocks. I mean, you had, Airbnb, Google, Amazon, AMC, AMD, Apple, Arcade, Bitcoin, Boeing, Booking Holdings. I almost said Burger King. Chipotle, Coca-Cola, Constellation Brands, Delta, Disney. No one had Mondelez in there. Mondelez is one of my dividend type plays. MDLZ is the symbol. Mondelez Food Company, and they've actually had a nice run up. They blew out their earnings big time. Consensus, they came in with earnings. Hey, come on, where you at here? Of 77 cents versus 69. So 0.69 divided into 0.77. So they had about a 12 or about a 10% surprise in their earnings, and had a nice run up after market. This is when they reported. So from 58.81 to where it's at right now, had a nice run up. Came back a little bit, but still up 2.95% from earnings. But also careful, because they're also pretty much at 52-week highs at 61.87. But that's a dividend play. If you look at the daily chart here, again, I think we talked about that. They pay 32 cents on a dividend, okay, versus something like ExxonMobil, which pays 87 cents per share. So there you go. So 87 cents per share. So what this comes out to, 0.87 divided into 58.56 is a 1.5% dividend, okay? So 1.5% on a dividend. You take something like Mondelez, and they're at 0.32 divided into 60.48, and they're paying half of 1%. So a 0.00005 versus a 1.4% dividend for ExxonMobil. So if you play dividends, there are some dividend stocks. Let me see if I got my sticky. Hold on a second. I don't hold any dividend paying stocks right now, so we'll see on those. But it is something to do to, you can buy it, you can hold it, and then you can see. We talked about this yesterday a little bit, and we said on oops, let me go to daily here. We can look at when they did earnings last time, and then when they paid the dividend and the stock went up. So you can get the dividend, it will dilute on the pay date, and then it might run back up. So, and they've done pretty good with that. Earnings, here's a dividend, but here's a dividend and then a slide last August. Here's a dividend and and it went up in February. So with the exception of August, and here's one in last May, dipped on dilution, and then you had to wait a few days, like hold it for about another week or so to get profitable again on the stock. If you're only looking to scalp the dividend, okay. If you're looking for long term, this has been good. A lot of the real estate investment trusts pay high dividends, but again, it's real estate, so you got to be careful. If they got any commercial properties in there, be careful. Again, one of the things from the housing market that may cool this thing off is investors. Part of Biden's tax plan, we'll see if he gets it, wants to eliminate 1031 exchanges for investors. With a limitation of, I believe, $500,000 when I was reading it yesterday. So we'll see how that comes out. But yeah, you got to be careful with that. So ExxonMobil down 34 cents today. Oh, should have sold my options yesterday, huh? I still have 500 shares of Palantir. Those Palantir shares are now down $383. So what am I down here? What was that, 5? Hold on a second. Can't read that. Yeah, I'm down 3% on the 500 shares of Palantir I have left, which is I'm down $360. So I had 1,000. I sold 500 shares of Palantir. I kept 500 in case there was going to be another run up. So I'm down on those. But again, I made $1,600 on a option scalp yesterday on Palantir. So let's look at those. Also Twitter reported, and they're down 12%. So that's not good. Let's see here. See if there's missing anything else. I did not participate in this one, this Microvision, but they're down 17% today. So I hope you all didn't get caught bag holding on this thing up at 30. I did not participate in this one. And that's why it just didn't meet my risk profile. Apple down $1.10 now. Western Digital went up quite a bit yesterday, and they're still up another 258 today. So they had a run up. If you would have caught it yesterday on the buy signal, be up 5%. And that's about it for what I want to cover on those. Market heading down. Dow down 152 now. Let's go to a 3-minute chart. NASDAQ coming back, only down 50 now. S&P down 20. 30-second chart. Let's do that again. Dow. There we go. I need to make this a little bit different here. All right. Okay, so Dow down 144, NASDAQ down 41, but off of the bottom here. So it's bounced off the bottom wick. It's come back about 0.5% up, 74 points from the bottom. S&P. So everything seems to be running kind of in tandem here. S&P up 7.3 from its bottom. And the Dow, green doji there, up 39 points from its bottom. So we'll see how this shakes out. Today, again, it's options expiration, so they're going to try and take as much money from you as you can if you got options expiring today. I have no options expiring today. I still have to decide, do I hold my ExxonMobil calls till tomorrow or till Monday? Theta's starting to get to me. I should have sold them yesterday and I screwed up. Let's see here. Take a look at Apple here. Bear with me, I'm looking at something. How many of those do I have? Oh, 27. Oh. How many of those do I got now? Hold on a second, folks. I did another DGen. I bought 25 calls of Apple yesterday. Options 140 strike price, expiration 521 at 140. And so I've got another order in to pick up some more at 81 cents. I'm waiting for it to drop a little bit here. There we go. Now it's just filled. Okay. So now I am the proud owner of 50 Apple 140 strike calls for May 21st. And now it's going to go down. Now it's at 80 cents. I'm down a penny on it. All right, be back in 1 second. All right, we're back. What I miss? So it's raining outside, which is good. We've had sun for the last almost week, which I got a little light color on me. That's good from working outside. I didn't use any sunscreen, but I wasn't out. I'm not sunburned or anything, but I didn't do that. All right, so I screwed up. Again, don't follow what I do. Don't be a degenerate like me. Don't trade what I trade because you will lose all of your money, as is being evidenced right now. I bought those option calls. Well, actually, they're back up at 81 cents now. So I picked up some options on Apple. I've got a total of 50 of them now, but I picked up 24 more because I had 26, and I picked up 24 more at 81 cents. That takes my cost basis to 93 cents. So I'm down about 600 bucks on those. If it drops again, I'll probably buy some more. And I'm trying to make up for the $1,500 I'm down on the 200 Apple shares I bought after earnings. So again, if you want to lose all your money, follow this channel. I'm up on the week nicely. I think on the week I'm up like, I don't know, 6. If I had to guess right now, let's see here. What was I at before? I want to say I'm up like 6,000 or 7,000 this week, something like that. With all the degen moves I made and the scalping I did, and Palantir. Palantir, every one of those calls, with the exception of the stock, the 500 shares of stock, I sold at a 1 cent loss in the aftermarket, and I held 500 of them. Every other Palantir play I've made this month on the call options, I think I've gone in and out 3 times now on Palantir call options, all the May 21st calls, and I've been profitable on every one of those trades. Every single one of those trades has been profitable. So where I screwed up is I should have sold my Exxon calls earlier in the week, and I didn't, and so those are down again. And that's what's beating me up today. They came out with earnings, they beat their earnings, but because oil is down and the overall market is down, they're selling off. So oil is down $1.61, and again, all of this is because of India. And you know, the news will do anything they can to, but they're saying over 300 million. So here's 18 million confirmed cases, 208,000 deaths, 15 million recovered. They've got over 3 million active cases right now in India. So just a huge swing from really the middle of March, really April. April is what did it. Because they peaked out before back in September, and 5-day moving average was 92,000 cases. Now the 5-day moving average 360,000 cases every 5 days. So you got 3.1 million active people with it over there, and yeah, it's not looking good for them. Received second shipment of medical supplies from the U.S. One of the problems is they don't have enough oxygen generator plants in the country. And this is a huge country. They're like, world population by country. What are they? Third, I think. You got China, Indonesia, maybe. Okay, second. So China's population is first, then India, then the US, then Indonesia. Okay? So India has 1.3 billion people in it, where the United States is number 3 with 331 million. China is first with 1.4 billion. So you look at the number of people, Pakistan, number 5, 220 million. Indonesia, 273 million. Brazil, 212 million. Nigeria, 206 million. Bangladesh, 164. Russia, 145 million. So, yeah. They got a lot of people over there. And to have, 3.1 million cases. So looking at that as a number, okay. 3,170,000, or let's look at the total. Total cases 18,762. Oops, 18,762, 976 divided into 1,380,000, 004, 385. So, look, I get it. It's bad, right? But again, the total number of cases is only equal to 1.36% of their population. Okay. The deaths. Now the deaths, okay, 208,000. So only two, not only said in a bad way, every death is tragic. But 208,330 people died, divided into 1,380,004,385. Their death rate, it doesn't even show up on a calculator. I got to go decimal places. Let's see here. Let me go unlimited. I can't even get a number here. It's so low. Yeah, it's so low. So 208,330 divided into 1,380,004,385. 1,380,000,000. Dude, come on. It won't even show it. I know what I can do. Hold on a second. I think we just go 208,208. Lose 3 decimal points. 1,380,004. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3. That's like 0.02% is their death rate. It's ridiculous. So while 208,000 deaths is bad, with a country of 1.3 billion people in it, not so much. We've had, I don't know how many deaths we've had. U.S. COVID dashboard. Oh my God, that's the worst looking tracker ever. Get out of here. Okay, we've had 571,000 deaths, 571,297. Okay, divided into 331 million. .001. Okay, so 0.1%. 0.1% of our population has died of this stupid beer disease. Yes, this is going to go up, but it's not going to be as many as what we're dying as a percentage back here, because we've got things going on. Only 11% have gotten at least one dose. Only 1.89% have been fully vaccinated. So now they're saying 80% to herd immunity. This thing is not as bad as it was. Every death is tragic, but to tank markets and to tank, the recovery and talk about oil and demand and everything else, ExxonMobil should not be down today. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P should not be down today. But they are. So there you go. Oil is down $1.62 a barrel, back down to $63.39. Huge drop. Go to a 3-minute chart here. Look at this. Peaked yesterday, 6 in the morning, and then dropping off since then. So since then, uh, 3% drop, over $2 a barrel in 26 hours. Or 25 hours. Yeah, 26 hours. 26 hours, dropped $2 a barrel. There's UK oil. All right, Dow. Now down 175. Trailing down, 30-second chart here. Let's where we are since the open. So hitting the lows of the getting, or basically making new lows on the day here. NASDAQ down 23, but NASDAQ is still heading back up. So got a recovery going on in some of the techs. S&P down 20. Let's check the heat map for sectors. Again, this is 15 minutes old. You got Amazon, Tesla up, Merck, Amgen, Pfizer up a little bit, Thermo Fisher up a little bit, Chubb up a little bit. Some of the biotechs up. All the energies down, with the exception of Philips 66, Marathon, and Valero are all up. Philips beat earnings, Exxon beat earnings. One of the stories on Exxon is they're doing a lockout of a plant down in Texas. They're bringing in temporary workers, but the union has agreed to an orderly handoff where the union workers that are basically going to get locked out are going to give instructions to the temporary workers coming in as far as what the status is of the plant. So the beef there is that the union wanted a 1-year extension of the current contract, and ExxonMobil said no. I think it's Beaufort, Texas, maybe. And the union, or ExxonMobil, said no. ExxonMobil said, take our current offer that you have and put it to a vote to your members. And it's only like 650 workers total. So they're locked out. Exxon has already brought in, this happens tomorrow. Exxon has already brought in temporary trailers and all kinds of stuff. Plus, they got a proxy battle going on for their board meeting from some stupid idiot hedge fund with a bunch of activists on it trying to take over ExxonMobil's board to drive the country into the ground, or drive the company into the ground, because they're environmentalist nutcases. Do I care about the environment? Yes and no. I say no because I firmly believe that in 100 years, we will no longer have to worry about the internal combustion engine. We will have harnessed the sun, which is basically for our lifetimes unlimited resource. You're just taking stuff that's emanating from something for the next billion years or so, and we're going to have solar everywhere. We're going to solve the battery problems and the issues. The biggest issue going forward from that is going to be battery disposal. We haven't built a nuclear power plant in this country since the 1970s, which is a travesty in itself. We are energy efficient. We do produce more oil than what we export, so we've taken care of that, yet we still have gas prices at $2.89 and up about $4 a gallon in California. The earth will heal itself. So, that's all I'm going to say on that. So some of this stuff should not be down today, but it is. All right, VIX is coming down here a little bit. S&P wants to recover off of its bottom. It did not set a new low. So the low on the S&P was over here. We already talked about the NASDAQ. It's only down 10 now. It's heading back up. The Dow has been the big dipper today. It hit a new low here at 33,855, but it's bounced off of that now. Off of that low. Where are we at here? Right here. It's recovered about 65 points since that low on the Dow, so it's coming back a little bit. You have companies like Boeing down $1.37. Okay, Tesla up 14.54. So they've been getting beat up too. Let's go a 15-minute chart on Tesla. Let's remove the externals, and you can see since, going to go all the way back here to March. or April, sorry, April 14th. Yep, April 14th on the open. So since April 14th, they're down 11%, about $88 a share. So the fact that they're up 14.73, that's pretty good. You do have some support levels here, way back over here, old resistance on where it's at right now, but the support level it came down to here, this low on the day, 666.14, they hit pretty consistently earlier in the month, the 9th, the 7th, you can't really say on the 1st, you can a little bit on the March 31st, so they've got some support here that it came down to. It did breach a little bit on this candle here, right here. So this is early April numbers that it bounced down to. That could have possibly been a buy there. Yeah, it definitely was a buy. You had an overbought. You had an overbought, but you had an oversold right before that. On these big candles here, you had oversold. Then you had a cross. If you would have got in on the crossover on the moving average convergence divergence on this big candle here, let's say you caught the top of that candle, you're up 2% now, up $15. So which is pretty much where it closed at yesterday, and then is going up from there. So that's not totally bad news for them. Apple, come on. Let's see what those options are at now. 86. Yeah, those options are at 86 cents. I picked them up at 81 cents, so I got a 5-cent recovery on the options I bought. That's good news. So now my options are only down $400. And those are the Apple 140 strike price call options. I've got 50 of them for expiration May 21st. And I own 200 shares of Apple. So the 200 shares of Apple plus the options have basically wiped out my Palantir scalp gains from yesterday, is what those have done. And but I'm losing on my ExxonMobil right now. That one's hurting me. And those expire next week. So I need oil to recover over the weekend. We'll see what happens. With the amount of stuff, if they just get it a little bit under control in India, even though, look, it's tragic. 200,000 people have died. But it is such a minuscule, super, super small part of the population. And Europe is shipping drugs. We're shipping drugs. We're shipping ventilators. Oxygen regeneration plants are being shipped to them from the militaries around the world. So everybody is coming in and, calling it a human rights disaster. Think about China last... when this virus started, and remember all the videos of the apartment blocks in these cities in Wuhan, and they're just spraying disinfectant over the streets at night. People are out there every night locked into their apartments, and they're only saying 3,100 people died in China. It's an absolute lie and a travesty that they were not honest about their deaths. So those type of lockdowns, and here's a WHO. Yeah. Only 4,800 deaths in China. You expect me to believe that? That is an absolute 100% fabrication, and it is a lie. There are a hell of a lot more than 4,800 people died. I had seen estimates. Let's see, real. That's only what's reported. You know, here's China's 40 million deaths cover-up exposed amid coronavirus controversy. You know, some people are saying anywhere from 8. We calculated that in China there were at least 40 million excess deaths. Well, that's famine. Hold on. Estimates of the deaths vary anywhere from between 18 million to 45 million deaths in China from the coronavirus. And yet, you know, 18, there's the bracket, 18 to 45 million. And the WHO is saying they only had 4,857 deaths. Come on. So when you have a country like India that has 200,000 deaths, we have 500,000. Our population is 330 million. They're 1.3 billion. I don't know why people can't just be transparent. Because it's like the markets. It's just all manipulation, right? Right? Yeah. No, absolutely 100% correct. Yeah, he goes, yeah, and North Korea had no cases of COVID. It was a miracle. North Korea didn't have anybody die at all. Never mind, the only border that's basically open in North Korea is the one going from and to where? Oh yeah, China. That's right. You know, Bitcoin is 56,000. Ethereum 2759. Oh, we didn't look at my miner today. Let's get a refresh because I think I get a payout. I do. So 1.39 gigahash. Oh, by the way, this new laptop, this one here, has a NVIDIA RTX 3080 inside of it, and so that will push me up from 1.4. Oops. To 1480 or so. I should be able to get 80 apparently. So right now I've got $780 built up for a payout, and I will get that today in about 11 hours. So 12 minus 11, so about 6:30 tonight. I'll get another payout, and that'll be somewhere north of $800, and that's based on the price of ETH. So even though we talked about difficulty, and let me do a force reload here. Let me see if this works. Hold on. Nope. 35 minutes ago, last reported. What time is it? 7:38, 6. Okay, so everything's fine. Even though these are showing up in red, it's as if they're offline, but they're not offline. Because I know my internet is live. So try this force reload one more time. Is something wrong with the pool, maybe? Why isn't it updated in 33 minutes? That all looks okay. So it's giving me shares. So even though this is showing that they're offline, they're not, because the prior hour I had 1,058, and we've got 20 minutes left. So 646 divided into 0.3 is 250. So I should hit about 900 and some odd shares, which will be matched with these. So I don't think that they're offline right now. I'll leave the earnings up for a second. Let me go turn on a monitor and go see. All right, the miner behind me is fine. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And just like that, I get several minutes ago, I get an update saying, yeah, everything's fine, relax, we're all good. And usually I would get an email if they were actually offline. And I do have this turned on. So they report back to the mining pool, and then the mining pool will tell me if I have a worker that's down. So R1 and R7 is behind me here, and R1 is in another room. So they're not offline. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. So profit-wise, 3404. Because now I'm only getting 1.22 ETH per month based on today's production. So this is just a daily exercise I do. I subtract my electricity of 865, 2539, 865 divided into, 3404 minus 865 equals 2539. So I got about a little over 74% profit margin today. So still okay. I'm still good with that. That still comes out to minus calculator today. So that's still about $2,500 a month I'm making after electricity costs. So it's worth the headaches for $2,500. I'll take that all day long. All day long. Okay, so fear and greed, I'm gonna close that off. I'm gonna leave that up. Gas prices, I'm gonna close that up. Market calendar, we already talked about that. April Consumer Sentiment Index final came in at 88.3 versus 87.3. Purchasing Managers Index 72.1 versus 65. And no other reports there. Capital reports out there. Fed's Powell doesn't blink, and 5 other things we learned from his press conference. Fed sticks to easy money strategy even as it sees a strengthening U.S. economy. Meet the software engineer who used crypto to buy his $650,000 dream home. There you go. GE raised nearly $1 billion through sale of Baker Hughes stock. Wow. These 3 alternative income streams may boost portfolio returns.
Traditional income generating strategy.
Pass-through securities in search of income. Here's what you need to know. Pass-through
Of the past, namely dividend stocks and bonds, were compromised, and investors really had to search out new ways to generate income as the pandemic ravaged traditional income strategies. And some of the ways that people did that were turning to a new class of security called pass-through securities.
What do you think they are?
Securities automatically have an advantage to traditional income generating stocks because they don't pay corporation tax. So pass-through securities by law have to distribute almost all of their income out to shareholders.
Business development companies. SPACs?
Business development companies, given that they lend money to small and medium-sized businesses, there was a lot of concern in the economy for the survival of a lot of small and mid-sized businesses in the depths of the pandemic in 2020. So the business development company sector was negatively impacted by COVID.
You think?
And suffered losses. However, after the news of the vaccine came out and more positive sentiment overtook, REITs, or real estate investment trusts, and typically those own either real or physical property, or they own the mortgages associated with those. Real estate also had a difficult time in 2020, particularly commercial real estate was a big victim of the work from home environment. And so REITs accordingly
and will be going into the future
across the board on the physical equity REIT side, particularly obviously those that were exposed to commercial real estate like office buildings or shopping malls. However, post the news of the vaccine in late 2020, the REIT market managed to stage a recovery.
So VNQ, let's look at that one. All right, that's enough of that one. All right, so here's the Vanguard Index Funds Real Estate ETF. Go to a daily chart. Okay. This does not make any sense though. Yeah, you could have wrote it up and you would have made money. How can this be? Ask yourself this question. How can the real estate ETF be now higher than what it was pre-pandemic? And yet you have companies like Amazon and Google, they're going to keep their employees working from home, a lot of them. They're going to do a hybrid model. Commercial real estate, I read rents for apartments in the city of Seattle are down like 18-20% over the last year. That's $200 on a $2,000 a month apartment, which is probably what it would cost downtown. Nobody's going to be building new office buildings anytime soon. The only thing that people are working on are public infrastructure type projects, government cheese. So I don't understand how you can think that this would be a good idea. Now, if you wrote that up, great. But if you're looking to get into it now, I totally question this strategy. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. There we go. All my miners are in the green, so I didn't have to worry about that after all. Which is what I suspected. Again, once some people would freak out and says, "Oh, they're all offline, they're not working." Well, you got to look at the number of shares that it's finding per hour. And I'm at 8:14 in the current hour. Current hour ends in 12 minutes. So I've got 80%. So I'm going to be running about 1,000 shares it'll find in that hour. So I'm not worried about that. Let's see if it adjusted this. Nope, still 11 hours for my payout. And I'm at $785, so I'll get well over $800 on that one. Things get a little bit worse on the market here. Yep, we did. All right, so the Dow is now down. Let's go to a 30-second chart. And I'm playing happy music. This is happy music, apparently. Okay. Dow is down 209. Looks like it wants to start making new lows. NASDAQ now down 35, so slight pullback on the NASDAQery. And the S&P 500 now down 23, slight pullback on it. Did not breach its low of the day from back over here. You've got this candle right here. At 4185.50. And it got down to 4186, so a point away from a new low. Leave it. Dog threw out a wine. All right, so let's take a look at the Dow, down 209. What are those apples? I said I wanted to pick up some more apples, right? What did I pick those up at? Let's see here. Apple calls are at 87 cents. I picked them up at 81 cents. So they're up now 88 cents. Apple, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at Apple. Apple trying to come back. Attaboy. We're going to get positive on these today? I'm down $250 now on my 50 Apple calls. I should have bought more. I took a risk. I bought them, where are we at here? Right here. I bought them. It went down a little bit more, but it only dropped like 2 cents on the option. I think down to 79 cents. I should have bought some more there. But Apple might try and make a run to go positive on the day. We'll see. But what's killing me right now is what? My ExxonMobil. I'm still right on this, but I messed up. I did try and sell these things. I had orders in to sell them. Let's go to them. Hold on here. This is a tragedy. Yeah, they're at 26 cents now. What did I try and sell them at? $0.51. I had an order in to sell them and I didn't get filled on 40 of them. So that's a little painful because the damn thing's down over $3,000 today. So not freaking out. We'll see what happens with that one. Let's see if oil can come back a little bit. I don't think we've got world shares off record peak, dollar edge is higher. India demand worries knock oil prices from 6-week highs. All right, so regular oil, light crude, 63.47. UK oil down $1.86 to $66 a barrel. Again, light crude, 63.46. U.S. oil, 43.30. Get rid of the external. Oh, the externals are gone. Ooh, a 15-minute chart here. Here's where I sold. Yeah, I sold somewhere back here in the 44s. But like I said, we talked about this earlier in the week. It got back up, maybe just a little bit higher than what I sold them at. But now it dropped back down. Look at where it dropped to. This is old due diligence on U.S. oil. Probably at this stage, I didn't do a vertical line here. Let me go out to a 30-minute chart here so you can see this a little bit better. Where we're at. Look at that. Extend this line. Let me straighten it a little bit. Wow. So this old due diligence that I did right here on this bottom is exactly where we're at today. And this was done back on March 17th. And here we are, April 30th, the last day of the month. And it is literally at the same support level that I had done due diligence on before. It's just interesting. It's absolutely meaningless. Doesn't mean anything. It's just curiosity, and that's why I leave these on here sometimes. Because I look at it, and even further after I got done, after I was out of it, I really didn't go back and look at it as far as buying it because it dropped off a cliff It broke through. I tried to say, okay, is there a little bit of support here? Yeah, a little bit. It did break through that a little bit. Actually came down. This line should probably have been a little lower on this wick back over here from February. But even that would have broke these two levels here. But as far as bounces go, volatility, you like to see that. So just interesting on the oil play. Now look at that chart and compare it to ExxonMobil. Different, right? Nice legs up. All right, so it broke this level of resistance up here as far as support, but let me take a bigger look at that. Look where the line is. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles on 30-minute candles that broke below the top wick from the 14th of April. So it's going to need to bounce here, because if it doesn't bounce, it's probably heading down to 56.40 maybe. If we don't get a little bit of a recovery here. Yeah, I should have exited my ExxonMobil calls. I screwed up on those. Darn it. It happens. You're not going to be right all the time. You're gonna take baths on some of these things. And Coinbase 295. It's now up 65 cents on the day. AMC down 15 cents to 10.05. GameStop down 6 cents to 176.13. Again, the battle for them is going to be $10 and 175. It looks like for GameStop and AMC. Coinbase options. Never got any Coinbase options, and boy, am I glad I did not. What were the? Hold on a second. I think I remember something here. Hold on. Did I write that down? Let's see here. Give me a second. No, I don't have it. If I recall, I think I was looking at May 21st calls for Coinbase, and I want to say the what was it? They were like insane. I think it was the 340s. The 340s, yeah, they were like $25. Now those same 340s are down to $4.70. May 21st calls. So you had huge implied volatility, IV, and just that IV just absolutely crushed on the Coinbase options. You look at June, 50 days out, the June ones, you're at 295. Yeah, you got to get all the way up to 340 to get below $10. Just crazy. And so here's something interesting. June 18th calls at 340, so $40 higher, are $9.90. Okay. Now you take something like Boeing. And you say Boeing is at 232, so add $40 to that. 273, so let's say the 275s. So the 275s on Boeing are at $1.94. Why would I pay $10 for an option per share when similar priced options, same time frame, same similar strike distances are 90% less? Now, if you're doing puts and you're selling puts and hoping it goes down, or selling puts from a bullish perspective, or buying puts on a bearish perspective, yeah. Do a strangle. Look it up. Google it. Range bound yourself. But again, if you're looking at something range bound, you know, it's going to break one of these two ranges. One of these it's going to break. Of course, I'm hoping it breaks this way, which it should. They come out earnings May 13th, folks. And they're going to blow those things out. So I still keep an eye on this, but yeah. Dun. Killing me, Smalls. What's the theta on this thing? Axon, you killed me, you dog. My own fault. Boom. Alright. Apple. 15 cents. What are my options at? Bought those at 81 cents this morning. And they're up 87 cents. So those are up 6 cents. About 26 of them. Those are up about 150 bucks since I bought them. I want this to get back to zero. Come on, zero. Come on, zero. Palantir. $3.55. So they went positive on the day. They did. So down 32 cents, so 23.05, 23.05 plus 0.31. So 26.30, what? 23.07 plus 0.29 is 23.36, and they got up to 23.55. So they were positive on the day. I missed it about a half hour ago. They were positive on the day. All right, let's look at the Dow, the indices here. All right, Dow is down 238. S&P down 27. VIX up to 18.7. We'll look at those two in a second. And NASDAQ down 67. Oh, darn it! I didn't mean to do that. So here's your market. Here's your market open. Here's the S&P. Here's the VIX. VIX is at 18.6. All right, that, my friends, I think is going to do it for at least this part of the day. Leave you on Apple here. Come on, Apple, you can do it. I know you can. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Hey, look, we will be back. We will be back on stream for the close today. Look for me about 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, and we'll carry you into the options expiration. We'll look at some options later on. Again, it looks like on AMC, yeah, look at that, 998. Yeah, only 10 million shares traded. I don't think they're going to hold 10. GameStop 176.28. They've got a chance. They did dip below 175 though, so 175 is at play for them. Coinbase got up to 302. Can they reclaim and get back up to 300 today? We'll see what happens during lunchtime. But we will be back in about 3.5 hours to carry into the close and power hour and options expiration. We'll be back for that. So come on back in 3 hours or in 3.5 hours. We'll be back for power hour and the close of the market. So until then, I am Crypto Sonar. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I really appreciate you coming to the stream. And hopefully come on back for the close today. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Hopefully we'll get back some of these losses and head a little bit closer. But the Dow right now is down 220, and it keeps making new lows here. NASDAQ is down 68, not at the low of the day. S&P, however, 25.9, it is making new lows on the day. So be careful if you decide to trade something or scalp something. Could be some bull traps in there on that, so be careful. All right, that's going to do it for now. We'll leave you with the S&P and the VIX. And until 3.5 hours from now, I'm Crypto Sonar. Thanks for tuning in. And hey, we'll see you a little bit later. Bye now.